Well, hello out there, everyone. My name is Chris, also known as CV, and welcome to my channel. Well, as I've mentioned in several videos on this channel, I was a militant slash new atheist for over 10 years. And almost identical to other new atheists, I made it a mission not only to seek out the truth, but to be a bold, strident skeptic when discussing religion with theists. I frequently use the Matt Dillahunty approach of repeatedly asking, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Every time theists made positive claims about their religious beliefs. I wanted evidence. I wanted crystal clear evidence. I had a field day with answers such as, I know there is a God because I can feel him in my heart. Or, just look at the world around us. There has to be a God that created all of this. Or, all I need is Jesus. He will answer the rest. Or, the mother of all ambiguity for atheists, I have faith. The I have faith answer was one of my favorites, as I could easily go in for the kill with a common new atheist type question. Is there any belief that cannot be justified by faith? The answer is usually, no. To which I would give my checkmate answer, then how is faith a pathway to truth? And more often than not, that statement made theists take a step back and grapple with the question. I give this example for two reasons. Since my channel began number one, since my channel began in January this year, several atheists have stopped by my channel to challenge me on my Catholic Christian belief. Two, of the several atheists who have challenged me, some have accused my former atheist years as being phony, or that I wasn't truly militant, or that if I were truly atheist, I would never be Christian or any form of theist again. Side note, notice that all of those statements are yes, claims. Namely because most new atheists want physical evidence for God's existence, even despite being presented with rational warrant for God's existence. For example, St. Thomas Aquinas' 5 proofs for God's existence. I've been further accused of dancing around theism and Christian belief and giving non-answer answers. Overall, most of the messages I've received have been filled with snarky comments and a barrage of criticisms on a wide variety of subjects. For instance, a common technique I've seen is to fire at me a mixed bag of questions about the Bible, morality, science versus religion, comparative religion, and philosophy, while somehow expecting me to give a thorough answer to every single question, and with little room to focus on one topic at a time. However, the purpose of this video is not to give a litany of bad experiences I've had when dialoguing with atheists. Rather, because I see that atheists do sometimes come out of the woodwork to challenge me, I'm starting a new series called Comments and Questions for Skeptics, in which I take a message sent to me and address it as a topic of discussion for all skeptics who visit this channel. And for the topic today, we'll be focusing on a comment and questions for atheists on today's topic, Catholics and Understanding Evolution. But I will be incorporating, creating videos for example, for other Christian denominations, skeptics from other Christian denominations, or even spiritual but not religious. And speaking of today, I'm starting with a comment left about my most recent dialogue with my Catholic philosopher slash apologist friend, Pat Flynn, about atheism. I'll be going through the full comment here shortly, and then my answer to it, my comments and questions about it. And note that in my response, as you'll notice in my response, I want to explore the topic in more detail. In other words, one effective approach to debating a subject is to walk side by side and explore the subject, rather than go head to head or come out of the gate confrontational. And though sure, it is important to disagree when necessary and point out possible fallacious views, how we disagree and discuss a topic can make all the difference in understanding each other's perspective. Even if it leads to both people standing by their original position, we will have hopefully bridged some disconnects along the way, and without playing a cat and mouse type game, which is pretty common when atheists and theists debate each other. But I'm not here to play cat and mouse. And let me say that again, I am not here to play cat and mouse. I very much welcome thoughtful dialogues and real exploration for answers. With that in order, let's look at the questions and comments atheist topic for this week. Again, that would be Catholics versus understanding evolution. So here's the original comment I received. Quote, been an atheist for 62 years, grew up around Catholics, and I've never encountered one that actually investigated how life began on Earth. Oh, the Pope now believes in evolution, but can't come to grips that he chose the wrong path through his lifetime. At my age of 72, I'm beginning to give up on educating theists, end quote. Now, here's my answer to that. Well, thanks very much for sharing your perspective. And I have some questions and comments for you. And this includes all the atheists, / skeptics who may watch this video. 1, although you claim you have never encountered any Catholics who have actually investigated how life began on Earth, would you agree that scores of Catholics for the past 2,000 years have pursued key questions regarding life and the existence of species within it? One of the most famous being Thomas Aquinas, mentioned him earlier. In fact, the list is quite lengthy. Or how about how many Catholic scholars just within the past century who have helped uphold the Catholic Church's emphasis on balancing faith and reason? Or how about the many Catholic scientists and philosophers throughout the ages whose contributions are still a key part of just about all major disciplines in the academic community? Yes, I too have encountered Catholics who should have a deeper understanding of evolution, as is quite evident that evolution is a core part of human development, and all life for that matter. As someone with an education in psychology, and specifically neuropsychology, which includes a thorough understanding of evolutionary biology, I wish everyone well understood the mechanics of evolution. However, every person in this world is not well informed and or has preset biases about some subjects. And unfortunately, it's why dialogues with atheists can sometimes hit a dead end, as many atheists appear to be so embedded in scientism, they project themselves as know-it-alls who are waiting for all those religious people to get out of the Bronze Age and fast forward to 2021. Not to suggest you share that exact view with other atheists. You may be watching this video, yet a passive-aggressive tone about the Christian worldview often indicates a strongly biased assessment of it. Number 2, I'm not sure exactly, the comment made about the Pope now believes in evolution. As the Church has directly accepted evolution for decades now, including that Gregor Mendel, a 19th century Augustinian monk, was a key contributor to the theory of evolution. Further, the Church has had numerous positive influencers, contributors to modern science dating back to the dawn of it in the 16th century. That's not to say that the Church hasn't been difficult about some advancements along the way. However, that doesn't mean the Church has had an agenda to fight against science or live in superstition. In fact, part of the reason why the Church has taken so many lumps for outwardly appearing difficult on some subjects is it doesn't take any discipline lightly. Quite the opposite, in fact. And hence why, for example, whenever the Church receives a claim about a miracle or supernatural experience, it may spend weeks, months, or even years investigating the claim and anything that may or may not corroborate it. The same may go with scientific claims, just as scientists often may spend weeks, months, or even years studying and experimenting on their hypotheses. Now, 3, in your time as an atheist, have you ever been wrong on anything pertaining to atheism or how the natural world works? In other words, would you agree your walk as an atheist has been an educational one? And would you agree that just because someone has a worldview that may need some correcting or updating, it doesn't mean the core view is false? For instance, even the theory of evolution has, evolved within the past 200 years, yet we still accept evolution as fact. Therefore, shouldn't the Catholic Church get its own latitude with being mistaken in the past, or perhaps mistaken in the past, yet also evolving so that it maintains a balance of faith and reason? Pope John Paul II even wrote an encyclical about it called Fides et Ratio, or Faith and Reason. And 4, lastly, and including my own years as a former atheist, I've always respected organizations that overall have remained solidly consistent in the information they deliver and the values they uphold. For instance, the Catholic Church, for 2,000 years now, has been teaching the same gospel, sharing the same essential theology, honoring the same sacraments, and keeping a very consistent authority the entire time. This is practically a miracle in human social evolution, and as I've mentioned in a couple of my past videos. That said, do we judge an organization on the mistakes of a few, or because some of its adherents are not always as well as informed as they should be? Or do we look at the whole picture and see how the core tenets have guided the organization and whether it has been largely consistent throughout its lifespan? Yes, it's easy to throw stones at some of the gaffes the church has made in the past, but it is also easy to see the overwhelming proof of its positive consistency these past 2,000 years. Appreciate you watching this video. As I always mention, please leave comments. Feel free to leave comments. Please participate in the conversation. Love to get your feedback, participate in the conversation with you. You're also welcome to email me directly at trcatholic@gmail.com. Again, trcatholic@gmail.com. And until the next video, stay safe out there, and God bless.